Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all and welcome back. Thank you for joining us at day 4 of Lakmé Fashion Week's Digital First Season Fluid Edition. We all just saw yet another fabulous showcase by designers Anushree, Reddy and Ridhi Mehra, who brought their creative visions for bridal wear to life on LFW's virtual ramp for the first time. Joining us today are the talented designers themselves, Anushree Reddy and Ridhi Mehra. Anushree, Ridhi, heartiest congratulations for yet another glamorous showcase, and thank you for being back at Lakmé Fashion Week in its all-new virtual avatar. All of us tuned in here are certainly having a lot of questions for both of you, so I'm going to go start first with Anushree. Anushree, your collection have been sought after by brides and their entourages for years now. Tell us what about your latest collection, Nazira, holds for all the brides out there.
Okay, so basically, Nazira means a little bit of happiness. It means glowing. So I just felt at this point of time, there were so many weddings that lots of my friends, cousins, and family also seem to be getting married. So it's just our little way of making a demi-bridal collection, which would make the bride feel happy. Basically, I think the vibe, it was more of a vibe that I went with than one particular inspiration. It's about happiness. In this hard time, I wanted to do as much as we could to make it to basically just spread a little bit of happiness on that special day. So that was where we started.
Right. And what are your thoughts on the virtual showcase?
I have to congratulate you all. It's fantastic. Like I was like, wow, this is something else. It's a hard thing to adapt to, and I think you all have done a great job, and I loved the experience. It was easier, it was stress-free, and it's more importantly, we still got the season in. I think, which is the spirit of it was lovely to not miss a season because of the pandemic and still keep going. And I think most of us wouldn't have probably done it on our own without this kind of support. So it was amazing.
Right. Thank you so much, Anushree. Ridhi, over to you now. Your collection has always moved with the fashion-forward trends season after season. Tell us a little bit about Reflections.
So this is exactly what I've done this season as well. And Reflections is a collection that is inspired from the deep-rooted Indian traditions. And we've taken a lot of inspiration from Gujarati mirror work, and hence the name Reflections. We've also blended it with our jeweled elements that we always do to kind of make it look a lot richer and royal. But we've also experimented with a lot of new silhouettes this time, which are fun. And as Anushree said, the time is to spread happiness and a lot of weddings coming up. So I wanted something easy and fuss-free for all the brides and brides to be, and for their friends to be attending the wedding. So that was the idea in mind behind
Right. And what was it like showcasing virtually this time?
I think it was an amazing experience. This is something I could have not even thought that is possible. And the way you guys have pulled this off, the way IMG team, Neeraj, Ekta, how everyone's come together and managed this show was absolutely amazing. In fact, it was really stress-free for us because we were just, back in our city and not doing much. But of course, at the same time, we do miss the physical experience as well. But I think it was amazing and very well done.
Thank you, Ridhi. Thank you, Anushree, for joining us. And congratulations once again for a fantastic showcase. I'm now going to open the floor for questions. I'd request all the attendees to please submit your questions in the Q&A box below, and we'll take them from there. We have our first question. This is to both the designers. What is the kind of fabric and the cuts and the silhouettes that you have used for these collections? Anushree, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so I've used a lot of raw silk. We've used organza, we've used tulle, and it's basically the palette I've used of fabrics is something which is very bridal by nature. So pretty much that. So you could say raw silk, tulle, and organza is my main fabric story.
Right. Ridhi?
We've used a lot of chiffons and organzas again this season. That is something what I associate and resonate the most with. In terms of the color palette, we've gone a lot brighter than what we usually do. We've taken shades of pink, we've done yellows, we've done ivories, which is a classic that we always stick to. So it's definitely something interesting, for me, going much brighter. We've also gone a little heavier than usual. But at the same time, we've kept our fun silhouettes. We've played a lot with draped saris, which also is a signature of our brand. So yeah, that's pretty
right. Next question again for the both of you. What defines a millennial bride according to you, and what advice would you give the brides getting married this year for selecting their outfits? Again, Anushree, would you like to go first?
I think with most brides, they've sort of, I think the millennial bride pretty much knows what she wants. So it's very easy to deal with the millennial bride. So they know what they want. They've seen seasons. They're well aware of what's last season, this season, could be next season. So it's easy, but I'd advise them to kind of go down the classic route when they're opting for their bridal. Because you don't want to look at an outfit after 3 years and cringe saying, okay, what was I wearing? So I'd say go classic and sort of buy smart. Like don't invest in fast fashion, especially at this point. Like stick with the classic. So that's my genuine advice.
Thank you, Anushree. Ridhi, would you like to add on to that?
I completely agree with Anushree. I feel a millennial bride is someone who knows what she wants, and she's got it right in her head what she's looking for. At the same time, I always recommend brides to be comfortable and to go for what they want to wear, because it's their day, so they really should be comfortable. At the same time, I agree that slow fashion is the way forward, and classics is the way forward for brides, because the bridal day is something, and you always want to look back to pictures and sort of like get back to memories. So that is something where brides should follow a classic route.
Right. Ridhi, can you tell us what is your strength as a designer?
Probably affordable luxury, I would say. So we try creating something which is minimal, at the same time elaborate, and easy to wear, easy to buy. So yeah.
Anushree, what about you?
For me, I love OTC. I love ornate things. I love in-your-face bridal outfits. So I think it comes a little to do with the city that I come from, Hyderabad. It's always has this we've grown up seeing such strong clothes in this, we see Zardosi, and it's, I think, a bit of the Nizam influence. But that's my personal thing.
Right. And also, can you tell us what do you think is the future of fashion now, given that COVID, things are changing up?
I'm very optimistic. I honestly think it's the coming year, once we settle in, is going to be, we are going to make up for at least a portion of what all of us have lost out on. I'm optimistic. Like, I don't really think it's going to be a very, we were headed in the right direction. I think it was a small speed breaker. We hopefully will be, all of us will be back in action soon enough, because it's very important to re-engage everyone who used to work for us, give them as much work as they used to do, and kind of just get the whole sort of the system running again. I think it's about 50 to 60% now. It's important to catch up with the 40.
Right. Thank you, Anushree. Ridhi, what are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, could you repeat the question once again?
Yes. What do you think about, the future of fashion, given that COVID, because of COVID, things are now?
Fashion is pretty much the same as Anushree said. We're on a journey, and this was just a speed breaker in the middle. And I completely feel the same. I feel like things are going to get back to normal by next year, and I'm really hoping that does happen as soon as possible. And in terms of fashion, it's always going to be evolving. It's always going to be changing. So I think we're pretty much on the same journey and same route as what we were before.
Right. Thank you so much, Ridhi. And with that, we come to an end of this session. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And for more information on the showcase by Anushree, Reddy and Ridhi Mehra, please visit the gallery at the LFW Virtual Hub, and we'll see you soon again. Until then, have a great evening.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.